The sun was just rising over the hills of Beriah, casting peach-colored light across the dew-speckled fields. A soft mist hugged the ground. Birds sang in the hedgerows, and the air smelled of fresh earth, olive branches, and the first blossoms of spring. In a stone cottage with blue shutters and a sagging wooden gate, old Eli the potter was already awake. He stood in the doorway of his workshop, warm bread in one hand, clay under his fingernails, and a quiet song humming from his lips. Inside, the shelves were lined with jars. Some gleamed like polished gold. Others were humble, rough, or lopsided. Yet Eli cherished each one like a parent treasures a child's handmade gift. Hanging from a beam just outside the door was a wooden yoke. On either side dangled two jars by leather cords. One immaculate, newly glazed, its curves perfect. The other weathered, chipped at the lip, and cracked down the side like a riverbed in summer. But this jar had something the other didn't. A faint etching around its rim, worn from years of gentle hands and morning sun. As Eli hoisted the yoke over his shoulders and began the walk toward the river, the cracked jar felt it again, that slow, humiliating drip from its side. It tried to brace, to contain the cool water once it was filled, but the crack had widened over time. It leaked rhythmically, mournfully, like a quiet sob with every step. The road was silent except for Eli's soft humming and the whisper of water leaving the jar. The perfect jar, on the other side, sat smugly, confident in its ability to deliver every drop. The cracked one, meanwhile, looked down at the dirt path, its clay heart heavy with shame. Why does he still carry me? It thought. I'm not good enough. I'm a burden. By the river bank, the breeze carried the scent of jasmine and damp stone. Eli knelt and gently dipped both jars into the cool water. He hummed an old psalm, one his mother used to sing under the stars. The cracked jar, full now, but dreading the walk home, finally spoke. Master, it began softly, can I ask you something? Eli blinked and smiled. Of course. Why do you keep using me? I lose half of what you give me before we even reach the house. I'm broken. You've made better jars. That new one, he carries it all. I leak and fail you every single day. Eli's smile didn't fade. He simply said, when we return, I want to show you something. As they walked back through the village path, the cracked jar felt every drop it lost. But now it was watching, curious. Along its side of the road, morning light kissed rows of blooming wildflowers, bluebells dancing in the breeze, pale lilies swaying, clusters of violet and gold soaking in the morning dew. The cracked jar blinked in awe. The other side of the path, dusty, lifeless. When they reached the cottage, Eli gently unhooked the jars, placed them down, and knelt beside the cracked one. He ran his calloused hand across the side with reverence, like a father brushing a child's cheek. "Do you see?" he asked. "I knew about your crack from the day I shaped you, so I planted flower seeds on your side of the path. Every day, as you dripped, you were watering them. Without you, this road would be barren." The jar was speechless. All this time it thought it was failing, but it had been nurturing life. Tears, if a jar could weep, would have poured down. The cracked jar looked at itself again, but this time differently. Its flaw was still there, but now it shimmered with purpose. Eli stood, looking out at the road. "The world sees perfection as strength," he said, "but I see grace flow through weakness. You were never less. You were always chosen for this." And with that, he lifted the jar again. But now, the crack didn't feel like a burden. It felt like a gift. You may feel cracked, leaking, broken, but trust me, God knows. He uses what spills from your wounds to water someone else's soul. You never know when someone else is just hanging on by a string, and you're the string. And he doesn't need perfection. He needs a willing heart. In 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9, we are told, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Amen. God bless you, my friends.